Hello everyone! Happy Manga Monday! And today we are going to be talking about 14 webtoons that I read. I put read in quotations. You'll see. There's one that I did not really read, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Still, a lot of webtoons were tackled the last 2 months, and now I get to talk about them all. And I made a little special tier list to rank them all. They're definitely broken up into like 3 categories in my mind of for sure going to continue with the series, on the fence about whether I'll continue with the series. They're freaking expensive, okay? If I could, I would, but like, you know, it's tough. And then the ones I'm not going to continue with. Even if I enjoyed them, there's just like something that is just not it for me, you know? And yeah, but I felt like a tier list would just be more fun. So let's get right into it. I've had a long ass week. Maybe you've had a long ass day. I don't know, but this is not sponsored, so let's just turn it around. But I do like my mango White Claw, and I encourage you to have a drink with me and relax, and I hope you enjoy. Cheers! So yeah, let's go over today's tier list. We have our S tier, can't help but love it. Obviously, I really enjoyed it. I didn't have much original to say about it. We have the A tier, looking good, like it's promising, it has potential. And then we have the solid B tier, which honestly, like, I just had to throw in all the battle type webtoons into this one. But it's the, oh look, another battle story. I don't know what to call them because they're not isekai, but they're all like guy gets into a situation where he's forced to battle other people essentially. Yeah, I don't know what you call them. If there's a word for it, let me know. And we have the C tier, and it's fine, but not for me. It's like, yeah, I had a fine time reading it, but nothing about it stuck out. Like, oh my God, I want more. My life will not be complete without it. So that's the tier. Starting there for sure is the ones that I'm not going to continue. And last but not least, we have the DNF tier. So that's for the one that I did not actually read. And we'll get to that when we get to it. So dumb. They're so dumb. I make so stupid, impulsive decisions sometimes, I swear. But yeah, anyway, so let's just jump right in. First up, we have Age Matters. And I liked the idea of this one because it was like age gap romance. There's a girl that's older and she's down on her luck, and her friend's like, hey, I'll let you use my apartment, but you have to take care of my job. And her job is this really weird job where she just gets food and leaves it for her boss, who lives in the same apartment building, but she never sees him. She also cleans his apartment when he asks. And there's like a walkie-talkie that he uses to communicate. And I liked her. She was funny. She was like, this is really shady, which, yeah, it's a weird job. But of course, there's a reason. It's because he's a handsome, famous, rich CEO of an app or something. I don't know. But you know, he's just trying to be like incognito, and he doesn't want anyone knowing he's living there. You know, whatever. It's just one of those scenarios. And then of course they meet face to face, and he's, you know, cold and standoffish, which is a recipe for usually a story that I really, really love. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't mind it. Like, I enjoyed it. But do I want more of it? Do I care what happens to these two? Not really. And I feel bad. But I'm gonna be plopping our first webtoon into fine, but not for me. I will be unhauling her. Again, I do feel bad. If I had all the money in the world, I would keep going with this series for sure. Like, it's unoffensive. It's a good time if you like just one of those slice of life, age gap romances. And yeah, I usually do like them, but it's just, it didn't hit that sweet spot for me. But anyway, moving on, we have Star-Crossed. So this is a Tokyo Pop. It's very, very thin. And it's got really nice art. I actually really enjoyed the art. It's different, but it's like enjoyable to look at. It was about a prince guy who, you know, there's like a whole fantasy world where they use this power that's imbued with powders. I'm not explaining this well. They use a power to like draw something, and that something comes to life. That's essentially what the crux of it is. And this star power that they have, the prince is really, really strong, and he has a bodyguard kind of that even though he has this power, whatever, that lives in the shadows and doesn't want to reveal himself, but then immediately like does. I'm being so shady towards it. I did enjoy it. And then, you know, he's like, oh, we shouldn't because you're a prince and I'm a bodyguard. But the prince is like, hey, I like you. You're fine. Come here. Which, fair enough. And, you know, I did like the characters. I thought they were cute, but it just felt like it was going to be that like, oh, look, another contrived plot device to impede our lovers from being just happy, wholesome lovebirds. Like, it just, yeah, like it was giving that, like that there would be something that came along. Will they or won't they get through this, and then they'll overcome it? And yeah, it was fine. It was completely fine, just like the other one. Just like Age Matters. I had a nice time reading it. I just won't be reading any more of it. It was fine, but not for me. I know we're starting off on a kind of bad beginning, but don't worry, we're gonna turn it all around with our next webtoon. See You in My 19th Life. Mwah! Oh my god, it was so good, full of drama and intrigue and comedy and everything. Like everything. I loved it. And I mean, obviously, I'm just going to toss it right up in the can't help but love it category. I mean, you knew it was coming. You knew by my gushing. Like, so let's just get that out of the way. It's in that S tier for sure. I've already bought the second volume for my birthday. I love it. I need more right now. Give me more. And while I was reading the second volume, I saw this character, just like a random, you know, nothing character. I'm like, that girl looks familiar. That girl, like, she has very distinct, like, shoulder length red hair. And then they meet the dad, and I'm like, oh, it's a good day to be a dog. And it's the same webtoon author. And I'm like, please, please publish this one next. It's one of the first webtoons I ever read online, just like found it randomly, and I absolutely love that story, and I can't believe I didn't notice. Like, I hate to say that a lot of the webtoons, the art kind of looks similar. I mean, they're definitely distinct, but for me it's less obvious than manga. I don't know why, but you know, it's probably a me thing. But anyway, the point is, once I realized, I was like, oh yeah, this art definitely is so similar. I should have realized it. The expressions and the comedy, and it's just, oh, it's gold. But yeah, I'm so happy that they got published in the States. But yeah, I hope, please, IZE Press, I don't know how I'm supposed to say it. But anyway, you published See You in My 19th Life. Please publish A Good Day to Be a Dog. It's so cute. Oh my god. But anyway, talking about See You in My 19th Life, this is a story about this girl who just keeps being reincarnated. And she's kind of tired about it. She's kind of over it. She reaches a certain, you know, stage, and she remembers all her past lives, and she's just like, this is draining. I wish I didn't have to remember all these lives and experiences and stuff. But like, she's also just very funny about it and stuff at the same time. And in her 18th life, which we get to be privy of in the first volume, she meets this boy and she starts to actually have feelings for this boy and care about him. And she hadn't had feelings like that in so long, because when you live, I guess, 18 lives or 17 up to that point, you're kind of just like, I know how this is going to end. You know, why am I going to get attached to people? You know, I'm sure that there's some sort of disconnect that happens, and you can definitely feel it from her. Like, she feels like a very worn down, weary traveler. Like, she's been there, seen it all. Like, she's just done. I really hope we get to see more of her lives. I would really like that. So far, we really haven't, other than her 18th life. Anyway, her 18th life ends pretty abruptly and tragically. And she is quickly reincarnated into her 19th life. But she is determined to find that guy again, because she just wants to know if that connection and those feelings she felt were genuine or not. So she makes it her mission to get in touch with him again. And I just think it's really cute, and like, she has this very interesting personality because of all these past lives she's lived. And of course, I'm a sucker for the reincarnation, so that's why I picked it up to begin with. But I am so happy that that webtoon artist got something published. It makes me extra happy to know that. But and no wonder I love it so much, because they just have such a way of writing characters, and you know, have situations that are both sad and dark in tone, and then can switch it up really nicely, you know, to happy, silly, quirky energy. And I just love it. The balance, it's beautiful. Mwah, chef's kiss. I highly recommend you pick this one up if any of that intrigued you, because I think it's just so good. And I really want to support this webtoon artist, because, oh my God, please, can we get a good day to be a dog? Her family is cursed, and she turns into a dog when she kisses a guy. Like, come on, it's so cute. It's so cute. But anyway, we're not talking about it. Anyway, moving on. Next up, we have Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. So we're gonna plop him right into the, oh, look, another battle story. Isn't that fun? In all seriousness, it was a very intriguing premise, I have to say. Like, but again, like, they're all kind of intriguing. Like, I like battle stories because they're very action-packed, they're very like exciting and intense, but they're all just pretty similar in their overarching vibe. This particular story has a guy who is, you know, one of those office drones. He's just, you know, going through the motions of life. He has this web novel that he has been reading online religiously since he was in like middle school, and he's now the only reader of this web novel, and it has finally come to a close. And he has this bittersweet feeling, because this novel had been with him for so long and got him through so many hard times in life. And yeah, so he's excited to read the final chapter, but sad to have it end. And pretty much as soon as it ends, he realizes, oh, this novel, which I am the only one that's privy to all the information from it, is literally coming to fruition in real time. So like, the things that happen in the novel, the rules and the logic, because it's very much like a fantasy style game type, you know, battle story, is now coming to life before my eyes, and we're being put into real life and death situations for the amusement of gods, essentially. It sounds like, you know, like these higher beings, these whatever, are like watching these humans now deal with these battles. Sorry, I just had to say battles. Like, well, essentially like game battle levels that they're put into, and then they like back the people that they like. Oh, now it sounds like Hunger Games. Ah, goddamn. Anyway, it is what it is. I do enjoy that concept. I think it's fun. And then, of course, we have the element that he knows roughly what is supposed to happen. And I do like that Omniscient. It's a fun twist on the genre. But again, it is another battle story. I don't know what to call them. It's what it feels like. I've been sucked into a battle game. I don't know. It was exciting, intense, you know, life or death situations. It's always a hoot nanny. Oh my god, this mood. I don't know. Next up, we're going back to the romance, and we have a business proposal. So this one, totally cute, totally fine. Like, I don't have anything negative to say about it. It is about a girl who, her friend is tired of going on these blind dates by her dad. And so she says, hey, I'll pay you some money because she's a rich heiress. And the friend's like, okay, I'll go on your blind date for you. So she dresses up all gaudily, I don't know, that's not a word. Flamboyant and ostentatious and lots of makeup and a wig and what have you. And goes there to get this blind date to essentially never want to see her friend again and ruin the date and, you know, get paid. You know, so she does that, and the first issue is that the blind date happens to be the CEO of the company she works for. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Why do these things? It has been made into a K-drama. I haven't watched it yet, but my friend says it's really good, so I might watch it. I honestly might watch it and then see if I want to invest monetarily into the series. But yeah, the second issue though, not just that he's her boss, is that he is bound and determined to just marry this blind date. He's like, I don't want blind dates taking up my work time. Just gonna marry this one. Fuck it. It's so stupid. So yeah, he does not care that she's being all wilding out and cuckoo bananas and saying every weird thing she can think of to get him to leave her alone. He is dead set on her. And yeah, so obviously that's set up. It's funny, it's charming, art's pretty, and yeah, so I'm gonna put it in the looking good category. I did really enjoy it. It made me smile. It was cute. But like I said, I'm probably just going to try and watch the K-drama. And if I super duper fall in love with the K-drama, I'll get my bag out. I will give you my money. I'll give it. Ice press. You take all my money for these webtoons, goddamn. But yeah. Next up, we have Jungle Juice. My friend wasn't like gonna continue the series, so he asked me if I wanted it. I was like, heck yeah, I will check this bitch out. I would say, oh look, another battle story. It's not exactly like Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint or another one that we'll get to, but it is very much like situations that he keeps having to battle, you know. But in this one, he has got some bug spray, essentially, that is not just bug spray. It is like a drug, a mysterious one that just appeared out of nowhere. And that when you spray an insect, if you inhale it, your DNA is merged with an insect now. And he gets dragon wings, which, how could you kill a dragonfly? Like, I personally hate bugs. I hate them. I hate the way one will be crawling on me and I'll spaz out. Like, I hate it. I hate them being on me. I hate bugs. I just don't like them. But that being said, dragonflies are really cool and just pretty. And like, I would trap it and let it out. Like, there are some bugs that I refuse to kill. I can't understand why he killed it in the first place. But anyway, he wakes up with some nice ass dragonfly wings, and that leads me to my second point. You have sick dragonfly wings and you're mad about it? Like, that's so cool. Like, maybe I'm just a nerd who just really wants something cool and different to happen to her. But I would have been stoked. Freaked out, yes, but stoked. Like, that's so cool. And yeah, there's the issue of like people finding out and maybe wanting to like experiment on you, so you have to like get on the down low and stuff. But once he is introduced to this group of people who all have had this happen to them, so they're all human bug mutations, he's determined to graduate at the top of his class because then he'll get this antidote that'll cure him, which it's just bizarre for me. The story itself is just kind of I don't know why, I just don't really love the plot of it. It's kind of bizarre, but he is just super bound and determined. I would just be living it up in the bug people community, like, yeah, look at me, I can fly. I don't know. But anyway, the classes are super archaic, chaotic, just like basically death matches to see who can survive, essentially. They are very like intensive, battle focused. And yeah, I don't know, I just wasn't really vibing with it. I have to say I love the art. The art really stood out to me as being pretty and a little unique. Like I said, a lot of webtoon art can kind of meld together to a certain degree, but this one, I don't know, I really did like the colors and the vibrancy and the character designs, and I like the superhuman bug quality of these characters. But the fact that like he hated it made me like not really connect with him, and I don't know, just in general I wasn't vibing with this one. So I would say, oh look, another battle story, but I'm just gonna plop it in the fine but not for me category. I'm not gonna continue it, although it left on a super cliffhanger, which I'm almost tempted to continue just because it left me on a cliffhanger. But like, I just didn't connect with any of the characters or like really love any of them, and I just didn't care for it. But you know, it was fine. You know what is another fine story? Our next webtoon here, Noblesse. So I'd had Noblesse, I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's how I'm saying it, sitting on my TBR cart for a while. So I'm glad I finally got to it, but it is gonna go straight into the fine but not for me category. This one, I will say again, the art was very distinct, not, in my opinion, as enjoyable as, say, Jungle Juice. I also can't say Jungle Juice without thinking of the alcoholic beverages we used to have in college. Anybody else? Was that just a Pennsylvania thing or like a regional thing? But I would love to know. Sound off in the comments if you also drank a concoction of alcohol called Jungle Juice, because that's what I kept thinking of. I forgot to mention that, but yeah. Anyway, unlike Jungle Juice, the art wasn't like really pretty and enjoyable for me to look at, but it was very distinct. It had almost like more of like a comic book style to it. It had the dark lines, the more like intense edges, I guess, that I associate more with graphic novels and American comics. That being said, Noblesse is about essentially what seems like a noble vampire. I'm not saying he Dracula, but vibing like he is. But he has a really weird name, so I guess he's not supposed to be Dracula. I don't know. The point is, a really old ass noble vampire, like really strong OP vampire who's been asleep for the last 800 years, suddenly wakes up and he's in the new world, and it's all like quirky because he doesn't know like, what is school? What is this food you eat? I don't know. Like, you know, it's one of those fish out of water. I don't know what anything is, but I'm learning. He wasn't annoying or obnoxious about it. He just kind of was like, oh, interesting. I like the one part where they offered him food and he was like, are you trying to poison me? It has garlic, but that won't kill me. And they're just like, yo, dude, just eat your food. That part was quite funny. Anyway, there's these other creatures, I guess, other factions of creatures in the world, which we don't really get a huge lot of information on. It's just kind of thrown out there, and then we see these two turn a dude into like a knockoff vampire, I guess, because he's not a vampire, but he also can suck blood and stuff like a vampire. But yeah, anyway, the point is, it's kind of a vampire story, but it felt a little dry and just kind of like, nah. It was okay. It was enjoyable enough to read, but I'm good. I'm gonna leave it. It's not for me. And then we get True Beauty. Oh, True Beauty. I'm taking a big swig for you. I'm just gonna pull back the curtain and reveal that True Beauty is the one webtoon I DNF'd. And did I know that was coming? Yeah, kind of. It was an impulse buy to get volumes 1 and volumes 2 of it because they were like $7, $8. Like, webtoons are so expensive. And I saw it and I was like, maybe I'll like the webtoon better, because I already had experience with it in the fact that I had tried, keyword again, and tried to watch the Korean drama. And I didn't really like that. I didn't really like it. I think it's a personal problem. I don't like makeup. Like, I actually put on like a somewhat of a face of makeup today, surprisingly. But like, I don't understand how makeup works. I have seen proof that if done in certain ways, there is a certain transformation it can cause with certain people. And I just really don't, I'm not gonna be like one of those guys that are like, oh, they're like catfishing me and it's a lie and blah, blah, blah. Because if you can make your face look like amazing and gorgeous with makeup, that's amazing. All the power to you, girl. Like, I don't think any guys should be or women should be shitting on that. Like, I'm not here to do that. I'm just saying, like, I just don't get how it works. And I'm not going to sit here and say, like, that this is enjoyable for me to read about a girl who has been treated like she's an uggo, and then she found the magic of makeup and now she can pass herself off as beautiful. Yeah, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I don't love the premise. If it gives her self-confidence and stuff, that's great. I love it for her. But I'm just not interested in, I guess, that type of story. Like, I don't know. Like, I tried to read it and it just turned me off again. Like, I want to like it. And I like the art and everything. I don't know. And her character just rubs me the wrong way. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Let me know. Do you like True Beauty or do you not? Because I think it's one of those more divisive ones, if I had to guess, because it talks about, you know, surface things like beauty and, yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to hear other people's opinions on it though, because it's an interesting one. It's just not for me. Next up, we have What's Wrong with Secretary Kim? I also started the K-drama on this one and I didn't finish. And that's not because I wasn't enjoying it anymore. This happens to me a lot with K-dramas. Like, True Beauty was one of the ones that I really didn't feel like I was enjoying, so I stopped watching it. But the majority of the time I stopped watching him simply because I get sidetracked and I just will like, I'll get to it when I get to it. And then you know what? I never get to it. Get to it. I don't know what is wrong with me. But yeah, I was enjoying Secretary Kim, and so I was happy that the webtoon came out, and so that's why I picked it up. Yeah, What's Wrong with Secretary Kim is just about a secretary who works really hard on the job pretty much 24/7 because her boss is a workaholic man-child, and she's like, you know what? I want to start my life now. I've paid off my family's debts and I'm going to quit. And he's like, but what about me? You know, because he's a man-child. He's a hot man-child. He's still man-child. And yeah, so there's like that I don't like love about it. But again, I don't dislike him. I find him funny. And their relationship, like I said, is a fun one. So yeah, it is simple, but it's a cute, quirky little rom-com. Then we have Dark Moon. I got this one because it's about vampires, and I freaking love vampires. So it's about this girl who has a weird ability. She's super, super strong, by the way. That's her ability. Sorry, I spoiled it. It's not that exciting. And like, you find out halfway through, so it's all good. But she goes to school because apparently the school is like really strict screening process, and so there's no chance of there being vampires. So she thinks, I'm safe. No one's going to suspect me of being a vampire because that's what's happened to her in the past because she has this weird strength ability and she meets this gaggle, this group of friends that all grew up, I guess, in the same orphanage or whatever. That's the backstory they're going with. They're suspicious as fuck, and they all have secret superhuman abilities too. And so she becomes friends with them, but she's also like, I hate vampires, I want to see them all dead. And you're like, these guys seem like they're vampires, honey, but okay. I just like, I think it's so very cheesy and definitely like a cheesier version of Twilight, if that's possible. Like a Twilight harem. Yeah, because they're all instantly attracted to her. They're all instantly like drawn to her, like magnetic, like how everyone was like super into Bella. Yeah, I don't know. It's cheesy as fuck. I didn't hate it. Like, I hate myself because I didn't hate it, but I'm putting it in the looking good category. It wasn't like a love for me. I'm tempted though to get the next volume and see where it goes, because it's just like, I don't know, sometimes you want that like silly little like cheesy little popcorn ball of nothingness, and that's what that was. That's what Dark Moon was. So yeah, if you read it, let me know what you think and give me all the tea in the comments, because I'm really curious. Supposedly based on like these K-pop groups or something. It's what I remember, but I could be dead wrong, so let me know. Next up we have Punch Drunk Love, and this was a BL, a spicy BL, mind you. Oh my god, so spicy. I loved it. I can't help but love it. I had such a fun time with it. It is about this dorky little masochistic boy. Oh my god, he's so cute and stupid. I love it. But he's like this dork. He like wears glasses and he dresses kind of like frumpity, but like he's actually kind of a little hottie, but he doesn't know it. Anyway, he is really attracted to his boss, and he wants his boss to like really get in there. Not just but like some violence. He's freaking masochistic. Like it's a lot. He's a funny character. Anyway, he gets into a situation where he can kind of sort of blackmail his boss. Kind of. It's not great. It's not kosher, okay? It's not fully blackmail. He doesn't like, but he kind of like makes like comments, and then it kind of leads to what he wants, where his boss thinks if he can give him the rough sex, then this little boy will be all like, scary, and run away. But no, that is exactly what he wants. Actually, he wants it to take it up to the 9th, 10th, 50th degree. Like, he wants it like maxed out. He's so freaking weird. He's like, is that all? It's definitely rom-com energy. It's very funny. And I love it. I'm excited for volume 2. I can't wait to see more of the smexy moments between them, and hopefully like their actual relationship will blossom as well. It kind of reminded me of a more comedic, quirkier version of On or Off, which I also really liked, about you know, same kind of dynamic of workplace colleagues and getting in a situation where the one thinks he's kind of being manipulated by the other, and the other one, he's way more innocent though. In this one, he's Punch Drunk Love, he's not so innocent. And then we have The Dangerous Convenience Store. So yeah, I can't help but love it. Like I love it. I love it so much. I already read volume 2. I really love it. It's about this kid who, you know, doesn't have a lot of money and stuff, and then he works at a shady convenience store where a lot of thugs, mobster type, yakuza type people come to. They give him a hard time, and there's this one guy who always comes in and gets some like smokes and, you know, whatever, but he's like a regular. And then they find out that they are actually next door neighbors, and although the convenience store clerk is a college student and he has a crush on a friend of his friend is being kind of an ass. And so to console him, this Yakuza type quiet hottie, you know, consoles him with his body, because why not? Why can't that just be what happens? So they hook up, and in this one you can definitely see that the like feelings are starting. I really liked it. Again, it's some smexy moments, and it's just very cute between the like puppy dog innocent store clerk and the like more stiff and cold and uncomfortable but manly and hot Yakuza boss dude type guy. He is so hot. Yeah, anyway, it's nice. It's very nice. It was an enjoyable time for me, I must say. So I recommend both those BL webtoons if you are in the market for some BL webtoons or just any spicy BL. And yeah, then we have our last two. First up, we have Overgeared. So my friend really liked this one and recommended it. A different friend actually recommended Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. And again, I'm gonna plop it right next to that one because, oh look, it's another battle story. Oh my God, fancy seeing you here. Yeah, it's about a dude. This one voluntarily goes into this like VR type world to play this battle type game, you know, where you gain experience points and level up and whatever. And he somehow ends up being super OP, and we're gonna start from the beginning and show you how he got there type of story. It was fun. Like he's a likable protagonist. It kind of reminded me of Tomb Raider King. I don't think he's as much of an ass, but he's kind of down on his luck, and he just wants to be good at this game and be famous from it, because you could the game translates over to the real world. Like you can get fame and notoriety and even money from doing well in the game. So it's significant, and he wants to do good in the game. It's like what he cares about in life. He doesn't want a stupid job, regular job, you know, he wants to be one of the top players in the game. But yeah, he cracks open some ancient thingy, code, seal, spell, I don't remember what it is. And he gets a unique ability, and so now he's trying to hone his new ability, trying to become, you know, like he wants to be famous and shit. I don't know. It was, like I said, it was fun enough. It was like comedic and enjoyable. I like his reactions, and it's a much lighter tone than Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint was much darker. And I like them both about the same. Just depends on the tone and the vibe you want to go for, whether you want it darker or lighter. But yeah. Then last up we have Unholy Blood. And this one, of course, I grabbed again because it had vampires, and also that cover art. Mwah! Oh my God, it's gorgeous. Breathtaking. I loved it. So this is about a girl who was born a vampire. She doesn't really have any memories. She doesn't know where she came from. You know, classic vampire origin stories. But in this world, like, vampires are becoming more and more known, and they're more and more of a threat and a danger to people, everyday people. And so they, you know, aren't liked. They don't have a good reputation. So she's trying to like be on the down low, not reveal her identity. But she's actually a way stronger vampire than these knockoff kind of vampires that are springing up. And once she reveals herself to take down one of these bad knockoff vampires, she gets some heat from some actually strong vampires and that have an interest in her. And so it leads to actually a very sad, traumatic thing, and I'm not going to give it away, but it actually made me cry in the first volume, and I'm putting in can't help but love it. It was so good. It made me feel full of drama and action and nice artwork and vampires. And I mean, those are all things I love, and it gave me an emotional like weight and resonated with me emotionally like right off the bat. So I have to say I have really high hopes for it, and I'm excited to read on with that one. And yeah. So that's my final tier list. There we go. The final results, which I think were pretty good. I mean, 4 super solid, definitely gonna continue them series that I loved, and 5 that I had a really good time with and most likely will continue most, if not all of them. And then 5 that sadly just weren't for me. So yeah, I'm very curious to know what have been your favorite webtoons that you've picked up and read, whether they're any of these 14 that I talked about in my video, or completely different webtoons that you've either read online or that have been printed and I just didn't talk about in this video. And of course, like to hear if you agreed or disagreed with how everything ended up in my tier list. So yeah, I am a sucker for a good webtoon. I've definitely become more and more into and even obsessed with them to a degree. There are just so many good ones out there. And yeah, I mean, obviously I love all the villainous ones I've been reading, or reincarnated ones, other than the one See You in My 9-Tube Life one that I've read. I hope you enjoyed this video and had a good time relaxing and ranking webtoons with me. And of course, sign the petition below to get It's a Good Day to Be a Dog published. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. There is no petition. There should be, but there isn't because I don't even know how to make one. But yeah, I'm manifesting that it gets published now. Next video, which will be my May haul video. I hope to see you there. Subscribe if you haven't. And like the video if you like the video. It means a lot to me. Until next time, bye!